Was our first feature Point Break? Did we do that before
No,
Tremors?
Not officially, yeah.
Right. So as a company, Tremors would be the first, technically the
Yeah.
first feature. I guess. I don't know. Someone should Google that.
Are you going to ask us questions, or did you want us to start talking?
Could you introduce each other?
I would love to.
I would like to introduce you to Tom Woodruff Jr., who is the co-founder of Amalgamated Dynamics.
I'd like to introduce you to Alec Gillis. He's the co-founder of ADI, home of the Oscar-winning creature effects team.
When people think of practical effects creatures, you think of non-computer generated characters. We've been lucky to be involved with some of the biggest and best of those types of monsters. We did the worms in Tremors.
We did the fat makeups on Tim Allen in the Santa Claus.
All the practical animals in Jumanji.
We've done the Alien, we've done the Predator.
Starship Troopers.
I wasn't done.
Well, you can keep going, buddy.
And of course, there's always the gorilla. Cut right now, that's perfect, right? Now we cut putting the gorilla costume. We started performing our own creatures because we both had this sort of observation of stuntmen, despite their talents and their skills, them going into a creature suit and not really knowing how to make a creature suit work.
It would be very weird for us to just say we're going to build something and then bring it to set and say, now what? Are you hungry? You want some food? Are you hungry? If you're a digital animator, you build the character and you follow through and you make it move and you bring it to life. So that's our philosophy, is the final step is performance, because that's where it lives. You want to try a little tiny piece? Here, go ahead, go ahead. What do you think? You want some more? Hey, listen, I can get you fresh bread. I can get you fresh bread. Tremors is an example of a film that was from the pre-digital era. And if you look at it, the practical effects, they've stood the test of time, and we're proud of that.
Digital effects can do things that we can't possibly do. Practical effects have a presence to them that even the best CGI work gets close to but doesn't completely achieve. In other words, there's more emotion, I believe, to a practical creature than to a digital creature.
Wave to the camera and say goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye.
For 31 years, I have been acting in major motion pictures and TV series, but you may not recognize my face. I'm Doug Jones. I am an actor. I got into acting out of a need almost to be validated, and it was at Ball State University that I discovered the art of mime. It's a very visual form of communication and entertainment. Little did I know that this would be early training ground for the career that I was going to have in later years. I had no idea. After moving out to Hollywoodland in March of 1985 and thinking, okay, now's the time to pursue this acting thing, my fourth booking was for a McDonald's campaign. That got me kind of hooked into, oh, he's that tall, skinny guy who wears stuff and moves well in it and doesn't complain while doing so. My first feature film was Batman Returns. I got that audition because of my contorted legs. In the credits it says Thin Clown, which it's kind of self-descriptive, isn't it? I have been in over 150 productions. That would include everything from feature films like Hocus Pocus, Hellboy 1, Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. The Fawn in Pan's Labyrinth was a page-turning career moment for me. Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. I played the Silver Surfer. Star Trek Discovery as Commander Saru, and most recently, The Shape of Water. So when asked about how long does a makeup take, depending on the creature, it can be anything from a suit going on and zipping up the back, or a makeup that is applied to you from head to toe. For instance, as Commander Saru on Star Trek Discovery, it's around 2 hours a day, which is mercifully short. Flip side would be an Abe Sapien from the Hellboy movies. So that's one of the longer ones. That took 7 hours a day. Wearing rubber bits, it's everything that you think it would be. It is hotter than you want it to be. It is heavier than you want it to be. It is more isolating than you want it to be. You can't always get access to your naughty bits to go pee if you want. Why go through all of this makeup application, the time that it takes? You can create monsters with VFX now. I think people like to watch other people, so even if that person is playing a monster, they want to connect with a human's interpretation and performance of that monster. It's old school cinema magic. I kind of get the best of both worlds when it comes to being a public celebrity. The bigger movies I've been in and the bigger things that I'm known for, I look like this in them. On the street, I'm just the tall, skinny guy. That's a gift. Now that I'm in a movie like The Shape of Water with 13 Oscar nominations, I'm getting recognized in public a little bit more. But it's still not to the point where I have people hiding in my bushes hoping to get a snapshot of me topless. That's not happening yet.
People ask me this, for my day job, isn't what you do tedious? As a stop motion animator, you're very conscious of time and of incrementally moving a three-dimensional object bit by bit by bit. Mad God is a stop motion film that I've been kind of making for like the last 30 years. There's nothing stopping me from continuing doing it, forever. When I was 5 years old in 1955, I saw King Kong on television. As a stupid kid, I was just enthralled by Hollywood monsters. And that was really the thing that kind of kindled my appetite. Subsequently, over the years, I have worn many hats in the motion picture racket. I've been involved with Star Wars, the RoboCop series, Jurassic Park, Starship Troopers, on and on. One of the things that gives me a lot of pleasure is to make something, but the day job has certain requirements to it. Over the years, those requirements have become a lot more limiting. The Mad God project allowed me to just make this more pure thing that was kind of a form of therapy for me, as an antidote to my day job. It's a combination of live action and stop motion miniature sets in layers like a collage. For lack of a better term, it's a passion project. And things keep getting deeper and darker and odder. There are imaginary cities that are built out of iron ingots. There's like strange jungles that you go through. There's this huge, dystopic, post-industrial nightmare city. And it just goes on and on and on. I mean, practically anything that I can think of. Inherent in it, there's a level of surprise that I think, for me is very childlike kind of a thing. I shoot here at my studio in Berkeley. It's stocked with all kinds of stuff for all kinds of different electronic projects, woodworking projects, lights, cameras. So it's a huge toy box. All of the characters in Mad God are built by me. The process begins with the articulated skeleton, and that's made by ball and socket or hinge joints that allow you to move the characters incrementally, one frame at a time. And then I just wrap lengths of polyurethane foam and build up the general mass. From there, I will take latex skins, adhere them with rubber cement, paint the thing, and then it's ready to shoot. When you're actually shooting a stop motion scene, you project into the character. And sometimes it can get very complicated. You are always gauging acceleration and deceleration, weight and mass. And then that kind of leads to, but you know what? What would make it better? For me, this whole process is more of a compulsion. I really have no say over it. It's just something that I have to do. I've been doing it so long, I breathe, I live and breathe in this world. It's all I think about.
This is Gila. He's a Gila monster, the only species of lizard native to the United States that is venomous. But don't worry, these laggard lizards aren't exactly known for their ability to give chase. Native to the southwestern United States and northwestern Mexico, the Gila monster is a hard-to-spot desert dweller, spending 90% of its day underground. Squat and heavy-set with a large tail and head, they grow to be about 20 inches long and weigh 2 pounds. Their skin is studded with dorsal scales. Black in colour with scattered patterns of orange and red hues, they camouflage well amongst desert pebbles and rocks. Gila monsters prey on small desert animals and their eggs by using their acute sense of smell. Once located, they bite into their prey with their teeth and don't let go. They chew relentlessly until the venom stored in their salivary glands can work its way into their prey. Although quite toxic, their bite is not fatal to adult humans. Sadly, the number of Gila monsters in the wild are dropping. They've lost their habitat to housing and agricultural development, but since they spend most of their time underground, we do not know how many are left. This is the Gila monster,